I was already excited about Paul Giamatti playing Star Trek, Starfleet Academy's villain, but after his recent comments, I believe Paul could be the Khan, Ricardo Montalban, successor Star Trek has wanted since 1982. An A-list actor, Giamatti is a two-time Academy Award nominee, an Emmy winner, and a Golden Globe winner. Star Trek, Starfleet Academy casting Paul Giamatti as Season 1's villain was a coup alongside Academy Award winner Holly Hunter coming aboard as the series lead. What's known about Star Trek, Starfleet Academy is exciting. Created by executive producers Alex Kurtzman and Noga Landor, Starfleet Academy continues Star Trek, Discovery's 32nd century era. Starfleet Academy is filming on the largest sets ever constructed for Star Trek, with its setting split between San Francisco and outer space. And Starfleet Academy is bringing back several Star Trek legacy characters, including the Doctor, Robert Picardo, from Star Trek, Voyager. Yet Paul Giamatti's villain is Star Trek, Starfleet Academy's most intriguing aspect to me. Paul Giamatti is playing the villain in Star Trek, Starfleet Academy. Details about Starfleet Academy are still top secret. Paul Giamatti is the next Star Trek villain in Starfleet Academy. Speaking to Collider, Paul Giamatti offered tantalizing hints about his unknown Star Trek, Starfleet Academy villain. While Paul offered no spoilers, his revelation that his big bad takes great pleasure in being the villain is a positive sign that evokes Khan Noonien Singh in Star Trek, the original series, and Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. Read Giamatti's quote below. One of Khan's memorable traits is that he relished his superiority over Captain James T. Kirk, William Shatner. Khan was genetically engineered to be stronger and smarter than other humans, and the charismatic despot was especially proud of his superior intellect. While the species and abilities of Paul Giamatti's Star Trek, Starfleet Academy villain are under wraps, the Golden Globe winner has the acting chops to equal Ricardo Montalban's full-blooded vitality and menace. Paul Giamatti is a lifelong Star Trek fan who wanted to join the franchise. Giamatti joined Starfleet Academy's impressive cast. Paul Giamatti and Star Trek, Starfleet Academy's cast custom image by Simone Ashmore. Paul Giamatti grew up a Star Trek fan and harbored long-time hopes of joining the franchise, and this information took on a life of its own during the promotion for The Holdovers. Giamatti talked about his love of Star Trek and even spoke Klingon to Johan Albrechtsen of Movie TV, which was reported by Screen Rant. Paul recalled how he found his way into Star Trek to Collider. Upon learning that Paul Giamatti wanted to be in Star Trek executive producer Alex Kurtzman smartly seized the opportunity to cast Paul Giamatti as the villain of Star Trek, Starfleet Academy. Giamatti and Holly Hunter lead Star Trek, Starfleet Academy's stellar cast that includes young stars like Bella Shepard and Zoe Steiner, Star Trek legacy actors like Mary Wiseman and Tig Notaro, and guest stars including She-Hulk's Tatiana Maslany and WWE champion Becky Lynch. Star Trek has looked for the next Khan since 1982. Many of Star Trek's supervillains follow Khan's mold. The potential for Paul Giamatti as Star Trek, Starfleet Academy's villain is out of this world, and he could be what Khan was to the current Star Trek generation. Khan's indelible impact on Star Trek cannot be measured. Ricardo Montalban's supervillain was a standout in Star Trek, the original series, but it was 1982's Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, where Khan became the gold standard of Star Trek villains. For over 40 years, Star Trek, and the Star Trek movies, especially, have tried to replicate Khan with a slew of big bads, from Nero, Eric Bana, and Krall, Idris Elba, in J.J. Abrams' Star Trek movies, to Dr. Tolian Soren, Malcolm McDowell, in Star Trek Generations, and Shinzen, Tom Hardy, in Star Trek, Nemesis, and even Vadik, Amanda Plummer, in Star Trek, Picard Season 3. Khan has been the mold for multiple Star Trek villains. Star Trek Into Darkness literally resurrected Khan with Benedict Cumberbatch, although he paled in comparison to Ricardo Montalban's original.